Today, we'll explore the synthesizers that shaped industrial metal, and if there is, the best plug-in alternative. The Xpander came out in '84. It's a desktop version of the Matrix 12. The range of sound options on the Xpander is huge. For industrial, horror, or any type of metal, this synth is just perfect. It was used by Nine Inch Nails, obviously, like pretty much every synth at this point. But it was also used on the legendary album Demanufacture by Fear Factory. According to Demanufacture's co-producer, anything big analog sounding was the Oberheim Xpander. One of my favorite bits is the whistling resonance sequence on Flashpoint, which is the Xpander and unique to its filters. Right now, the Xpander is pretty much out of reach for any common mortal. But there's a great plugin by Arturia called Matrix 12. The ASR-10 stands for Advanced Sampling Recorder, and it came out in '92. It's a 16-bit sampler that came in both keyboard and rack mount version. It's a completely digital music production studio, famous for its use on the also legendary Rammstein album Sehnsucht.
Sehnsucht.
Anyways. Most of the sounds on the album were basically samples taken from CDs made for the ASR-10. Like, for example, these sounds. And also from floppy disks. Christian Lawrence is still to this day using the ASR-10 for live concerts. Sadly, since it's a sampler, there is not really a plugin that is emulating the ASR-10. Some argue that a basic sampler like Contact would do the exact same job, and some say that the ASR-10 gives a unique texture to the sound. Let me know in the comment section what you think about it. The Access Virus is a virtual analog synthesizer made by the company RIP Access Music. It came out in '97 and it quickly became a very popular synth. Early models include the Virus A, B, and C. I really like the look of the Virus A. Let me know which one's your favorite. Then in 2005, the Virus TI and also the Virus Polar were released. Finally, my favorite version of it, the Virus TI Snow, was released in 2008. Sadly, in 2024, they discontinued the Virus TI. The list of industrial bands that used the Virus is endless. Just to name a few: Rammstein, Nine Inch Nails, Sardonic, Voomscott, KMFDM, but more recently it was used by Three Teeth on their live concerts. Also during the recording of one of my favorite albums of all time, Mutter. Sounds better. Rammstein used an Access Virus, as you can see on these pictures of the recording session. Also, a Virus A from the private collection of Richard was sold on reverb.com. The person who bought it found sounds used on their album. There is a plugin out there called Osiris, which allows users to run the original firmware within their DAW. The Polivoks is a duophonic analog synthesizer manufactured and marketed in the Soviet Union between 1982 and 1990. Known as the Russian Minimoog and engineered by Vladimir Kuzmin, and also his wife, who took inspiration for the design from old Soviet military radios. The Polivoks has a lot of interesting features, but it's probably best known for his extreme filter resonance that screams like no other synth. It has been used by Tim Skold of, just to name a few, Marilyn Manson, Frontline Assembly, and KMFDM. Also by Zardonic, who used the Polivoks Pro, and also Christian Lawrence, who was among the lucky ones who got an early unit. He also used a Polivoks for their collaboration with Marilyn Manson, but I think it is now famous for having been used by Mick Gordon on the Dune 2016 soundtrack, and also the Atomic Heart soundtrack. There's even a track called Polivoks. There's many reissues out there like the Elta Music Polivoks Mini. If you have one for sale, send me an email. Or the Polivoks Pro, which has the same architecture as the original one, with updated aesthetics. But let's all be honest here. We're all waiting for the Behringer reissue designed by the original creator of the Polivoks. There is some sample banks or unofficial plugin going around. My favorite one would be the Monovox for Reactor. Released in '85, the Nordlead is the synth that made the term virtual analog popular. One of the most recognizable synth out there with the iconic red color. After the Nordlead, several updates followed, such as the Nordlead 2, 3, and 2X. But I mean, the whole Nord collection was used by industrial and industrial metal bands. Even straight-up metal artists are using the Nord synths. The Nord wave was used by Reese Fulber on Fear Factory's albums. I recall the Nord wave got a lot of views on the last 3 Fear Factory albums. You can also spot a Nord rack in Rammstein's studio during the Mutter recording sessions. But not only that. Thanks to the internet, some great people found presets used by them on their 3 first albums. There's a great plugin that emulates the Nordlead made by Disco DSP called Discovery Pro. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Ciao.